What? Hey, 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 hey. You know we coming live. How? I can never hit that high note.
Oh, man.
How?
Gotta get a little auto-tune on
crazy,
that.
man.
Auto-tune on that.
Oh, I need a little lemon in my tea. But it's XO Sports Talk time, episode 93. I'm coming to you from an unknown location, but don't you worry. I'm right here. Let's get it popping, fellas. There's a whole lot going on in the sports world. What's up, my dudes?
What's up? So, what are you at a Colombian prison?
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Or are you going under the name of El Gardo?
I'm in stuff mode. That's all you need to know.
So in other words,
I'm
you need
flying under
somebody
the
to
radar.
bail you out.
No. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm flying under the radar. Under the radar.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just happy to be here tonight, man. That's what's up, man.
You know what? I bet you down in Mexico trying to be an Uber driver, trying to get them passed over the border.
Hey, you know what? Don't tell nobody, huh? I done worked it out.
Yeah, you crazy.
Yeah.
There's a will, there's a way. Don't you count me out.
Oh no. Oh man. How's it going, guys? Terry, how are you?
I'm good, man. Just trying to get over the hump. That's all. It's hump day. But I made it. I'm here.
And my little brother, Brian, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm all right. Exhausted, but good. I'm good.
Is that an Astros hat you got on?
Yeah.
He's a Barry Bonds fan. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all that matters. Yeah. Yep. That's all you need to know.
I don't recall Barry Bonds ever playing for the Astros.
For the Astros, yeah.
I'm just saying. Some people might associate him with cheating, but we know it's just the cream in the clear.
It's the cream, man.
Allegedly,
the cream.
I forgot to say allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Yeah, because he had one of the best right-hand man. I think that guy, Barry Bonds, trainer,
nutritionist,
did 2 years.
Yeah.
Did 2 years. He would not crack.
Nope.
I mean, for wise guys, they should show a video now. This is a guy. He doesn't crack under pressure.
He takes one for the team.
Yeah, he took it 2 years.
Yeah. Humpty Dumpty.
He gave him all the good nutrition that he needed.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I know his pockets got lined up.
Lamb.
Yeah. He said he got some chips. I bet he got some potato chips.
Got a lot of them.
Guys, we've got it. This is so. Are we ready? We've got the round one of the NBA playoffs going. An outstanding game last night. Atlanta staying alive.
Yes, sir.
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Atlanta Hawks, yeah.
I was watching that game and I was like,
very good.
Okay, I said to myself,
ice tray.
But before we go to Trey Ice and Trey Nice, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Terry, please tell us about the subscribe button.
Yeah, I just want to say a quick hello to everybody that I see in the chat that's tuned in. But let's get into it.
Yeah.
XO Sports Talk. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right. XO Sports Talk would like to thank our viewers, our listeners, and subscribers for their support. If this is your first time checking us out on YouTube, the show is also streaming on your favorite podcast platform, Google, Spotify, and iHeart, just to name a few. If you want to stay up to date with our with the latest news and rumors going on in the world of sports, hit that subscribe button, press the like button, and gently tap that notification bell. And you can also share our channel with your family and friends by clicking on the share button.
All right. Thanks,
Yeah.
Green. Now, back to the NBA playoffs round one. Guys, what teams in the East have surprised you so far in the playoffs? Terry.
I'm gonna say, and I know they have the Bucks number, but I gotta go with Miami. And I know Giannis is hurt, but I still thought with Giannis coming back the other night that this series would not be. It's 3-1, right? Miami's up 3-1. Am I correct on
Yes,
that?
that is correct.
Yeah.
I did
Yes.
not expect that to happen. So I'm gonna go Miami. I knew that they always give the Bucks fits, but I thought that the Bucks were gonna actually pull it out, and they would be the ones up 3-1 in this series, even with Giannis kind of getting hurt in game one, I believe. So
Emerson.
Hey. Listen, first of all, I want to send a shout out to my boy Malcolm, who couldn't be with us tonight, man. Malcolm, wherever you are, brother, I hope you're resting, man, peacefully. And, man, we're going to see you real soon back here on Exo Sports Talk. So now back to that question. I want to say my most surprised team over in the East I would have to agree with Terry is the Miami Heat. The Milwaukee Bucks were an unstoppable team throughout the season. At one point, they had won like 20 games in a row or 19 games in a row, something like that. And whether Giannis is there or not, they seem to just keep on rolling. And I know he's had a few little nagging injuries towards the end of the season. They were trying to do a little load management with him as well. But it's the playoffs, and nobody feels sorry for you at this time of the year. So my hat goes off to Coach Spoelstra and the Miami Heat for taking it to the Milwaukee Bucks, who everybody was pretty much putting the crown on them as NBA champs before the playoffs ever got started. So it also, as you got to say, you have to play the game. You have to play the game. Let's get on the court and you lace them up like I lace them up, and we go at it. And right now, Jimmy Buckets, he's taking it to them, and they don't have anybody to stop him.
Brian.
I will have to agree with you guys. I did think it would be a competitive series, but I did not expect Miami to be up on top, and I did not expect them to win. Obviously, with Giannis being out, a couple of games that definitely hurt, and Chris Middleton doesn't look like he's completely healthy as well. So that's putting a lot of pressure on Drew Holiday to create and do everything, and then you're asking Giannis to be like a point forward, which is a little too much right now because he's not completely healthy. But we'll see if Miami can close it out. We know a closeout game is one of the difficult games there is, so we'll see if they can handle that.
Interesting. For me, I didn't see a lot going in that Miami was going to be able to play against Milwaukee, because coming down the stretch, they were having a hard time scoring. And so I was like, you know what? It's almost like the same team. And I just thought, you know what? This is just going to get bad. But Miami, they're fighting. I mean, yes, a couple of players on Milwaukee are hurt, but they have the lead, and I just don't want to see them blow it, because that would really be sad if they were to blow a 3-1 lead. But they say anything is possible. and you have to play the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Well, I mean, I feel sorry for the Nets. They got swept. So long, goodbye, and what the hell? You can have the broom.
Hey, but give Jock Vaughn credit, man. Give Jock Vaughn credit.
Yes.
Because that team could have easily just folded up.
They could have folded.
And not made the playoffs.
Yeah, and they made the playoff, and what was they 4 or 5? Or were they 5 seed maybe or 6? I can't remember. Anyway, they were somewhere in that bracket. They played Philly, so I'm assuming they were 5.
6, right?
Maybe, but
only because Boston was Milwaukee was 1, Boston 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
Philly was 3. So
yes, they were 6 seed.
6 seed.
Because you got the 4 and 5 in Cleveland and New York playing.
Yeah. So they had a better record than Miami, right? Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
now, did you guys see? Did you guys think that the Knicks would have a 3-1 lead over the Cavaliers, Terry?
No. To be honest with you, I saw this as a 6 or 7 game series. I did not expect the Knicks to go in and grab game 1 from the Cavs. They stunned the Cavs, and the Cavs admitted that they stunned them in game 1. But I'll give the Knicks credit. They did a lot of work in that game, especially on the offensive boards, which is kind of surprising given the 2 big men that the Cavs have in their front court. So, I mean, I think they have 2 7-footers or close to 2 7-footers.
Well, Mobley's almost a 7. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I didn't see the Knicks going up 3-1. I felt like we could be competitive, but at this point, I felt like series might be 3-2. So but I'm loving it. I don't want to. I know it's copyrighted, but it's orange and blue skies right now. Orange and blue skies.
Emerson.
Listen, if it wasn't for the Miami Heat being up 3-1, I would have to say my biggest surprise would be the New York Knicks. And I think they went out there in Cleveland game, the first game, and punched them in the mouth, and Cleveland just hasn't been able to recover. Even with Donovan Mitchell, his greatness, Garland, that backcourt, Mobley, the rest of those guys they have there in that rotation and their bench players, I just thought they would just, really take it to New York, because I wasn't sure if Julius Randle was going to be ready for this playoff. There seemed to be something, I don't know, going on either in the locker room or within the organization with Mr. Randle. I think he's a tough player. He's a hard-nosed player, but I think there's something more internally going on within the organization. I saw him get benched the other night, and I was trying to figure out what was going on there. Here we are in a playoff game. I love the way Obi Toppin is giving the Knicks some real good minutes right now, and they're showing up and showing out. And that Jalen Brunson, you just can't say enough about him. Oh my goodness. I know Dallas Mavericks, they didn't think this was going to happen. And like I was just sharing with you guys earlier before we came on the air, he just needed an opportunity. Jalen Brunson is showing off in these playoffs. So big up to New York, big up to Coach Tibbs, big up to that New York crowd, because the Garden was rocking the other night. The Garden was rocking.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting to see how the Knicks handle themselves going into that next round, because I think they're going to close Cleveland out.
Brian. Well, I thought the Knicks would be a little bit competitive, but I thought the size of Cleveland would bother them. And Julius Randle is not having a great series completely. He's seemed to be bothered maybe by the size, and his shot selection is not great, but as Emerson alluded to, Brunson is playing extremely well. I'm sure there was a lot of Knicks fans that was upset when we got Brunson, and I was one of them. when they got Brunson and they didn't get Spider. So right now he's out playing them, but hopefully they can close the game out tonight. I don't want to say what they're doing right now, but hopefully they can close it out. Because we know the Garden will be going crazy. And if they do play Miami, I think we can beat Miami.
I agree.
Sorry, why?
And can I just add this? Can I just add this real quick? And this is for Malcolm. When he tunes in, he'll see what I'm saying. Can you imagine if the Knicks had Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson in the same backcourt? I'm gonna go on. I'm not gonna say no more. But they didn't want to pull the trigger. Malcolm was saying, too much to give up. Danny Ainge wants too much. Donovan Mitchell right now and Jalen Brunson in the backcourt of the New York Knicks in that Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
I don't care. They could have put us 4 on that team, and I think we could have made something happen.
Did they have to get back any players?
Yeah,
it was a whole lot.
Yeah.
It was a whole
Yeah,
lot.
they wanted
Come on, we know.
Players,
Come on, we know what
picks.
Danny Ainge wanted. Come on, Gore, you know that. We know Danny Ainge wanted all kinds of stuff. All right, he wanted your backyard sink. He wanted your outdoor garage door.
You basically
He
would
wanted
be going,
it all. All
you
right,
basically would be going 3 steps
Donovan
backwards.
Mitchell and Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, but
No,
what if you don't?
not at all.
Okay, you
Not
have
at all.
those 2 and you don't have a team.
Oh, please! You would have been able to find some other players to fill that roster out. You would have found what are they doing now? What are they doing now?
They're up 3-1.
Look what they're doing now with Jalen Brunson. They're up 3-1. No, but I'm saying if you had Donovan Mitchell, I think they could really compete for the Eastern Conference Finals.
I mean, you're giving me half a cake with no icing on it.
I gave you the whole icing. I said it. Donovan Mitchell.
What
and
good is
Jalen Brunson.
Donovan Mitchell if you don't have any players to play around them?
Brother, there were other players, Gore, there were other players that were coming, all right? They may not have been the players that Knicks didn't want to part ways with, but there were other NBA players that could have filled those roster spots and I think could have been just as good. Don't get me wrong, the Knicks are playing tough right now, but I think my good friend Stephen A. Smith would have appreciated seeing Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson in that backcourt. Okay. That's all I'm saying. And Malcolm, that was for you.
Brian, what do you think of that?
In regards to?
Would you have pulled the trigger for Donovan Mitchell for everything Danny Ainge wanted?
No, I thought he wanted a little too much. He basically wanted all your youth players. And then he wanted your future. So it would have been like Carmelo Anthony all over again. You would have Mitchell with nobody. Sorry, it would have been Mitchell and maybe Julius Randle and nobody else. Because all your young players was gone. They wanted Obi, they wanted Quickly, they wanted RJ, which was a sticking point, thank goodness. But they wanted all those players. So who was you gonna have left? Josh Hart wasn't even on the team then, so you had nothing left.
Okay, so you mean there was no one else they could have filled that roster with that could have been solid role players to play along with those other 2? So let's look at this. RJ Barrett, number 3 overall pick. Obi Toppin, number 1 pick. Let's just talk about what they're doing now, okay, or what they've done in the season. What has impressed you the most with those players that would have possibly been in that trade?
Well,
and we always talk about picks. We don't know what picks are going to be. Let's look at Frank Nicolina, okay? Frank with the long arms. He was supposed to be this. All the other first-round picks the Knicks had that they held on to. Where are they now?
I'll let Terry go first.
Where are they now?
Okay, let Terry go before you have an asthma attack.
No. Porzingis, gone.
Yeah. You got it. M. Like a joint. Puff, give. Terry.
I think it was a couple things with that. One major factor being the amount of draft picks that Danny Ainge wanted. But I think this was a situation where the Knicks let's face it, finally found themselves to be young, right? With talent, not only young, but they had some talent. And they just didn't want to give that up because they've been burned like that before, where they've given up talent. Um, let's just say potential talent, because some of the talent they did give up didn't really pan out to be what they were projected to be. But
Thank you.
they were very young. They had some talent on the team, and you're throwing those draft picks where you're giving up more potential young talent. It was a situation that they, like I said, they have been there, done that before, and they just weren't going to do it. And it worked out for them. They stood their ground. They didn't cave. Don't get me wrong. You dangle Donovan Mitchell in front of any team, you're gonna look long and hard. You're gonna look at what you have on your team, your draft picks, and it's a tough decision, but I feel they made the right decision.
Yeah.
You know, they have a point guard in Jalen Brunson where he can create, he can shoot, he can get his own shot, he can get shot for other people. And let's just face it, the last good point guard that the Knicks had, honestly, was probably Jason Kidd. And he was nowhere near his prime when the Knicks had him.
And I'll just
Maybe Charlie
this.
Ward.
I'll end it with this. Emerson, you said all that. Mitchell is with Cleveland. Would we say Cleveland have a pretty good roster team?
Yes.
So if the Knicks would have got him, which they would have lost most of their talent, you saying just plug in some players. Here it is. He's with Cleveland, and they might get bounced out in the first round.
They may get bounced out
by the New York Knicks.
Yeah. So, like you said,
absolutely no. I'm just telling you, a bona fide all-star like Donovan Mitchell, we're not waiting for him to develop. He's developed. We're not waiting for him to see what he's going to pan out to be. He has already panned out, and he's put the sauce in the pan. He's a all-star, okay? A top-tier player in the NBA.
I think Brian said it best. He's with Cleveland right now with talent, and he's about to get bounced by the New York Knicks with young talent.
Well, let me also throw this in. Would Cleveland have been the team they are this year without Donovan Mitchell?
No, they wouldn't have. They wouldn't have been close.
Thank you. All right.
Were they still been a playoff team?
I don't want to get stuck here.
Would they have been a playoff team?
I wish Malcolm was here.
Or would they have been a playoff team? Would they have been a playoff team?
Questionable.
Okay.
Okay, moving right along.
Yeah, I just want to
for
the people in the chat, it looks like we're having a little bit of technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Right now with YouTube, but tune into the podcast.
Yeah.
Check us out there.
Yes.
In the meantime, we're going to try to resolve these issues.
Okay, you said there were some people in the chat room, Terry?
There's people watching in the live chat. No comments from the chat though right now.
Yeah, definitely having trouble with the stream. Working behind the scenes. That's why my answers are a little colluded. Colluded. Yeah, colluding. You know.
But guys,
they don't want to see us.
What teams in what NBA teams in the West in the playoffs first round have surprised you, Emerson?
You really want to go there?
Sure, why not?
Oh boy.
The Los Angeles Lakers, who had to go through a play-in, who had started out the season 2-10, who everybody wrote off, and LeBron is not what he used to be, and Anthony Davis can't do this, and Dennis Schroeder is that, and who is Austin Reeves? Well, we're on the brink of moving into the second round right now as we speak. So I'm going to go with my Los Angeles Lakers, who for the most of the year were playing behind the 8 ball to work their way back into the playoff picture, and they have succeeded and they've done their stat. And I told you guys, if the Lakers get in the playoffs after they made those trades that they have made, they're going to be a problem in the playoffs. And they are a problem in the playoffs against the Memphis Grizzlies, who was a top-ranked team in the West all season long. All season long. I know we might go, oh, there's been injuries, this and that. Listen, as Mike Tomlin would say, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I love, his motto, next man up. Let's go. No excuses.
Terry, please.
I'm gonna go with Sacramento. I thought they would do well, but I guess what's surprising to me is they've taken some punches from Golden State and still hung in there. The series is actually tied 2-2 right now. And I'm just kind of surprised or amazed at how, Steph Curry's hit some big shots in the series that would deflate most teams, and especially with them being a young team, they're not going away. They've not shown, actually, in my opinion, they've actually not shown their youth in this series. They're playing very well. Golden State has shown their experience in this series, but it's tied 2-2. De'Aaron Fox, just in terms of surprises, is a problem, and I feel like he has shown that he is a big time player in this series. He can do anything. He can do everything, any and everything.
Yeah.
I knew he would play well, but I just did not see him performing as well as he's performing right now. So he's cemented his name, and I have to call him a star. I won't even call him an up and rising star. He's a star right now in this league.
Absolutely.
Emerson.
I got one more thing I want to say, and I'm going to just kind of echo. De'Aaron Fox is a baller, straight baller, and I want to say this right here. Magic Johnson, you had a chance to draft him, and you took ball. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that.
He had his own sneaker.
I don't want to get to. I don't even want to get into that right now because I'll really get upset. But anyway, De'Aaron Fox, when he showed out against Ball in that against when Kentucky played UCLA, De'Aaron Fox proved everything he needed to prove right there. Magic, why didn't you draft him? Why didn't you take him? Oh man. Big ups to De'Aaron Fox, man. He's a straight up baller, quick as lightning. He can get to his own shot, get to any spot on the floor. Big ups to De'Aaron Fox and the Sacramento Kings. They're gonna be tough, and if we make it to the next round, which I know we will, because we're gonna close out Memphis, I'm worried about if we have to go up against them. I'm gonna be honest.
Go up against Memphis?
Going up against Sacramento.
Sacramento. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to check out some technical difficulties. Give me the question.
Okay. What team in the West has surprised you so far?
All right. So y'all already said Sacramento. But that is the element in the game. Yeah. And that is the best series right now at the West. But I have to agree with Emerson. I am surprised the Lakers. I thought Ja and them would actually, their youth and everything would kind of expose the Lakers a little bit and their toughness. But the Lakers have been pretty much dominant in this series. They have no answer for AD when he wants to play and he's playing physical. They really miss Adams. Talking about the Grizz, they definitely miss him inside. But I just want to see if Golden State can get by the Kings. And for the youth and younger players, Because I remember Emerson talking about that game where Fox and Ball were going at it in college. And the knock on Fox was his outside shooting. And it looked like he's been in the gym because with that quickness, now you got the threat of he can shoot, and he's pretty much unguardable.
That quickness.
So, yeah. So kudos.
I can't remember a player I've known to be that quick, Brian. I can't remember of a player off the top of my head that was that quick. Maybe Isaiah Thomas. Just
maybe John Wall when he first came out.
Yeah.
Before all the injuries.
Yeah.
But that
was his whole game. Yeah.
He can stop on the dime right now. That De'Aaron Fox. He can stop on the dime and geez.
Yeah,
what a
got
player.
the little 15-footer midi, extending that out to the 3. Yeah,
he got the floater. He
had that in college. Yeah.
I'll just say this. I just want to add one more thing. Just going back to the Lakers. I don't know who scouted him. I don't know if Rob Pelinka has something to do with it. But whoever drafted Austin Reeves or got him to the Lakers, they deserve a pay raise right now before the playoffs are over. Undrafted
free agent.
Yeah, the kid was undrafted. I don't know who scouted him, but whoever did, they need a pay raise right now. Because he's a baller. Talking about ballers, he's a baller.
Yes, for sure.
Man.
And he's going to get paid.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Emerson was having this conversation. Or are they going to be able to keep him?
He's going to get paid by the Lakers.
That's the question.
Oh, no. That's the question.
Yeah. Some teams are going to throw some money out there.
Well, you're in LA, big market. You're a fan favorite. And this is where I think he's going to get his money.
He's going to get his money. And Aaron, just what you were saying, LA, I don't think that applies so much now as it did before. Players will go to another market.
Yeah.
I don't see players running to go to Minnesota. I don't see players running to go to Oklahoma.
Okay, well, let's look. Kevin Durant wanted to go to Phoenix. He went to
Phoenix is a different town.
But it's not LA. It's not New York.
Big market. Huh?
It's not LA. It's not New York.
You've always had stars that went to Phoenix. Charles Barkley went to Phoenix.
Did he go there or he got traded there?
He got traded there.
But
he didn't go there.
But he didn't demand a trade neither.
Well, players didn't do that back then.
He was trying to win a championship at that point.
Yeah. Well, you had players. What was it? Dan Marley.
They drafted him, right? Didn't they?
They drafted him.
Yeah, but Marley didn't leave.
Yeah, but they drafted him. He was hometown hero.
Either way, I'm just saying it's not New York. It's not LA.
It's not a New York, LA market, Phoenix. Yeah. But you had Kevin Johnson there that was in Sacramento.
They drafted him.
Not Sacramento, Phoenix.
They drafted him.
But the guys didn't leave.
But players didn't do that back then.
When your contract is up, you're a free agent. So you can walk. And they didn't leave. Phoenix is a good basketball town, and it's beautiful out there.
I'm not saying it's not.
I'm just saying. You're talking about market. You mentioned market.
Yeah.
It's a nice market too. It's not a big market.
There you go.
You want to go play? You want to go play in the Minnesota market? Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. Minnesota has a football team. Okay.
This football team, you got to do with the basketball team.
It has a lot to do with it. Huh?
No, it doesn't.
It's a sports town. It's a sports town.
It's a sports town. It's a small market. And how many people from basketball run to go sign a contract with the Minnesota Timberwolves?
So your case in point.
Agency.
Imagine if Kevin Garnett would have left Minnesota a long time ago. What his career would have been. He was already the big ticket there in a small market.
But okay, take the big ticket and now give me another one.
What you mean? Give you another one? What? Another player that went to the
Free
what?
agent.
Well, he wasn't a free agent either. He got traded.
Yeah.
But he didn't leave.
They had to kick him out.
No,
People
that's
was
just what
telling him
I'm
to get
saying.
out of there. They were saying he
what
was
I'm
wasting his
saying.
talent.
But he signed I think a couple of contracts there that were pretty hefty.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so there, I
Got his
mean,
money.
he got his money, but
As you always
really,
say, got his money.
I mean, there was really nothing there in Minnesota.
But
And
like
then
I
after you take a look at Oklahoma, after Kevin Durant, Harden, Westbrook left, how many people are running there?
that's what I'm
How
saying.
many people are
Oklahoma.
How many people are running to go play for the Pelicans?
That's what
Hey,
I'm
now,
saying.
New Orleans, man, there's some good fried chicken down there.
Regardless of the fried chicken, ain't nobody running
It's
to go
a
down there
good-
to play.
It's a lot of good fried chicken down there.
Good gumbo. Good gumbo.
Well,
Yeah.
well, why did what's the name just re-up?
Resign.
He just re-signed with them
Who?
to stay in New Orleans.
Zion Williams.
Zion Williams.
Zion
Zion.
stayed.
Zion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
Stayed.
did he get the most money?
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Why did BI stay there? Brandon Ingram. He just re-up.
That's what I'm saying. Players, it's not
It's
okay.
different.
yeah.
It's a different, like you said, Brian. It's different.
I'd like to, eat a lot of crow on the Los Angeles Lakers because I bashed them, trashed them.
Yes, you did.
We all did.
Mhm.
We all did. I'll admit it.
And-
I've trashed them.
And if I could do it all over again, I'd still do it. I'm a man that stand by my mark. I still would have traded LeBron. I still would have traded Davis. Davis is nothing but brittle. LeBron is getting old.
Yep. Hey, you heard what he told Dylan Brooks, right? Do you know my birth date? and he just went out and put a 20 points, 22 points, and 20 rebounds.
It's impressive.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. But guys, I have a question.
Okay.
Is Jimmy Butler the most underrated player in the NBA right now, Terry?
Yes. After that, what was it? A 56-point performance.
56 performance, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of went back and just was kind of looking at his career in the NBA, and I'll even go back to the Bulls, when he played with Derrick Rose. He was a solid performer with the Bulls, but since his time with the Heat, I can't remember a time where I've said, or anybody else, even in the media, where they stepped out and said, Jimmy Butler let the team down. He's consistent. He's a consistent player, and I got to give him his props because not only is he a player, he's a two-way player, right? He does it on both ends of the floor. And oftentimes I think not oftentimes he gets overlooked a lot. And he does a lot for that Miami Heat team. You could put him on Giannis, and let's face it, the Heat. I would say right now he's their most talented. He's their most dependable offensive player. I won't say most talented, but most dependable offensive player over the past 4 years. And you ask him to play defense on the defensive end. You got to put him on Middleton. You got to put him on Giannis sometimes. And I think that last game he was winded because he had the D Giannis, and he was at one point he carried the Heat in the first half. It was no doubt about it. He carried them, and I got to give him his credit where credit is due. He's a solid player. He's underrated. He's overlooked oftentimes because of players like Giannis, LeBron, KD, Steph. But he's a good player, great player. I'll call him a great player. He's the heart and soul of Miami Heat right now. Been that way for years.
Emerson.
I can't echo what you were saying, Terry, but I'm gonna go the other way a little bit, and I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks. I don't think people saw this value in him. I don't think the writers and all of the top sports analysts and everyone else, when New York decided to give him this contract, thought he was going to have this type of impact. We've seen Jimmy Butler as an all-star several times, and I'm not taking anything away from what he has done this year in the playoffs, and I'm not taking anything away from all of the great defensive matches he's been able to, put up against some of the great players and like being that two-way player. But Jalen Brunson has resurrected the New York Knicks from the grave, if I could use that term. We know what the Miami organization has been like, and they have been a winning franchise. But the Knicks and what Jalen Brunson is doing, for Luka Doncic to even say something that he said, and I don't even know if he meant to say that. Yeah, we miss him, and that was when he has Kyrie Irving next to him. So I'm going to go on the limb and say Jalen Brunson, because he went to a new franchise where he wasn't appreciated at another franchise when he left the Dallas Mavericks, because they didn't think enough of him to re-sign him. And now he's with New York, and he's just balling out. So big ups to Jalen Brunson, and I'm not taking anything away from Jimmy Buckets, because the performances he's been putting up has been great.
Brian.
Yeah, and I'm going to shout out pretty much the same thing Emerson just did, because we've seen Jimmy Butler do this in the bubble, where he can put up 30, 40, even 50 if it had to be. Sometimes it's not that he's not a star. Sometimes he'll do the right play and not be dominant. He'll give the ball up. But right now, with no Tyler Hero, maybe that kind of lit the flame again for him to just take over like he did when he was in the bubble that year. So
he took over in the bubble.
Yeah. So I not so much shocked by that, because we knew he had the ability. But the Jalen Brunson, I got to go back to that, as Emerson did as well. I did not expect that. We seen him do it that year with Luka, but to take the Knick team and to kind of solidify that point guard spot that we was desperately needing, and not only to run the team but to score. It's one thing, a point guard, to run the team, but there's sometimes where you have to initiate the scoring to get your team out of a rut, and he's been doing that. And I'll be the first to say, when they did sign him, I was not happy, because I did want Donovan Mitchell. I would say that right now. But he has proven me wrong, and he's proven a lot of Knicks fans wrong, and he's proven to Donovan Mitchell that I'm here and this is my team. Because Spider looked like he came in with attention in the first game, and I think he put up like 40 or something. But they lose. Yeah. They lost. So
they lost.
Yeah.
So that, I think, will be it for me.
I think Jimmy Butler. He's like, he plays like a blue collar game. He's going to give you some defense. He's going to give you some offense. He's not complaining. I mean, he goes from Chicago, he goes to Philadelphia, and he goes down to Miami, where you've got the water, you've got beautiful ladies down there and all that stuff. But welcome to Pat Riley's boot camp, because you're going to work first on conditioning, and you're going to play defense. And he basically said, okay, I'm good with that. Even when there was no offense, you didn't hear him going to the media saying, you know what? This team sucks. I'm just like a one-man band out here. Could you get me some help?
Well, you said he had those beautiful ladies down there, so maybe that was the help he needed.
Back to basketball. It's good that he can really focus on the game and contribute the way he does without complaining. And I really admire his game. I think he's a great blue collar. His style is a blue collar basketball player, and I would have loved to have seen him play in New York back in the day with that style of basketball. I think he would have been awesome. But guys,
I just hope those beautiful ladies down there in Miami don't distract them.
meanwhile, back at the ranch again. Did the Jets give up too much to get Aaron Rodgers? Terry. It's a done deal, but think about this first. The Jets get Aaron Rodgers. They get the first round pick number 15 in the 2023 draft. They get pick number 175th round in 2023. The Packers, basically, they swap places with the Jets. They get pick number 13. They get pick number 42 in the second round draft this year. They get pick number 207 in the sixth round, 2023. 2024, they get a second round or first round pick that becomes a first round pick if Roger plays 65% of the offensive snaps this season. Too much?
It's a lot. It's a lot. But I'll just say it's simple. You can break it down many ways, but it's just as simple. If the Jets win a NFL championship, they didn't give up too much. If they don't, they gave up a lot. It's that simple. There's no other way. You could break it down 100 ways, but that's what it comes down to. We know why they want him. We know why they went after him. We know why they got him. So you got to win this championship or bust. So.
Emerson.
Well, listen, we knew this trade had to happen because the Jets faithful would have been out in front of that stadium protesting. We want our money back and everything else. We need a quarterback. Go get Aaron Rodgers. And they knew they had to do it. The kitchen sink, the garage, the back deck, the roof, the plumbing, and everything else from the house. Give it up to get Aaron Rodgers. If we got to sit in this house with no heat, we got Aaron Rodgers. That's how significant this trade was, and that's what they had to do for the Jet faithful, because we want a quarterback. The defense is solid. They're ready to win, and they had to win now. And now is the time to go get Aaron Rodgers while he has something left in the tank. I think he's going to pay big dividends to this team. The Jets are going to be, but I'm going to say this, they got a tough road ahead because their schedule is mean. I was looking at their schedule. I don't think a lot of people's talking about that, but I was looking at their schedule. They have to play the NFC East. They got to play Buffalo twice. And there's my light. And I'm coming back on. But listen, they better be ready this year because any little hiccup, they could see a fan base that could really turn on them real quickly. And for the Green Bay Packers, all I can say is, where is the love? Where is the love? It's Jordan Love time. Let's go.
Brian, please save us.
Yeah. And what I'm going to say, I think this is too much. I understand that the Jets are saying that they're going for it. The only issue is they're going for it in the division right now that we can't even say clear cut that they'll win the AFC. Not with the young quarterback talents and teams that are out there in the AFC. So there's no guarantee with that. But what I will say is we need to remember this, that the Jets had options. They could have went out and pursued Lamar Jackson and still would have been in that young core with a young quarterback to go with the Burrows, the Herberts. You talking about Rodgers, you talking about you got to win it in the next 2 years if he even played a second year. So basically, you're on the clock right now. So the way I look at it is the Jets, they're going for it, but they did have options. We'll keep our eye out to see exactly how it plays out, because I don't think if they don't win a championship, it's a bust to me. It's championship or nothing. Because anything else is nothing. A playoff run or whatever is nothing.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question for you guys, and I'm going to start it off with Terry. Do you think with them adding Aaron Rodgers on the team, are they now a Super Bowl contender?
Wow. I mean, there's a lot of talent in the AFC. A lot of talent. You even look at Pittsburgh. It's a team that you can't count them out. You can't overlook them. It's going to be a tough road. I can't tell you that Aaron Rodgers makes you a Super Bowl contender. The Jets do have a great defense. They seem ready, but it's no guarantee. There's no guarantee. Does it increase your percentage? Yeah, it ups it a little bit. But I think the Jets were in a they were put in a tough situation. When you have a quarterback of his caliber come out and say, "This is where I want to go," you kind of you're put under the microscope, not only by the fans but the media, the league. They're looking at you, and if Lamar Jackson would have came out and said the same thing, they would have been put under the same scrutiny. But it could have been any team. It could have been the 49ers. If he would have said, "I want to go to the 49ers," the Niners are on the clock. They're on the microscope. But the Jets were kind of they were kind of cornered into this situation. I don't want to take anything away from Aaron Rodgers. He's a great quarterback. And so I think it was a move that had to be done by the Jets. Like Emerson said, the fans probably would have burned the stadium down. You have a quarterback of his caliber saying that he wants to go there. So I don't think it makes them automatic championship team, but we'll have to see how it plays out.
Emerson. Brian.
Yeah. Oh, he's a little copped out. As I just said, it doesn't make them an automatic favorite. So it doesn't make them an automatic favorite. And with them being on the clock and with his age, I just didn't like it. I didn't think it made sense. I thought maybe if he went somewhere in the NFC, he would have had a better chance. But with the young gun talent that is out there on the AFC, and it's going to be a tough road. It's going to be a tough road, man. Is Miami in their division?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
If Tua can stay healthy, I can say that they might win the division.
You trust Tua to beat Aaron Rodgers?
Brian.
It's not only. It's just that.
Well, hold on. Look at.
Guy.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Look at their schedule. I just want you guys to look at their schedule this year coming up.
Okay.
If somebody can pull that up real quick. I'm sorry, I'm driving, fellas.
That's right.
I might be in and out. Let's pull up that schedule and look what he has to face this year.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Oh man.
All I know is they had options. I can't say that enough.
So they
No, yeah.
have
Go ahead, Terry.
Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's preseason. Hold on. See who they got regular season.
That man's pulling it up. All right.
So Dallas, week 1, week 2,
Mhm.
Denver, at Denver. So they are away games. First week is at
Mhm.
Dallas. Second week is at Denver. Third week is at Las Vegas.
That's probably a win. Should win
Okay,
that.
okay, yeah. Wow, they have that many road games? So the dates haven't been determined on these games, but I'll just name the teams because I'm not sure that the way they have the away game set up, I'm not sure if this is true. So let's run through it again. Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Miami, New England, Jets, Buffalo, Miami again, New England, Kansas City, wow,
Mhm.
LA Chargers,
Mhm.
Philadelphia, and they
Okay.
have another game against
Okay.
Buffalo,
Mm.
Cleveland,
Okay.
Houston, and Atlanta. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a tough schedule,
that's a tough schedule.
All right.
man.
Look at that schedule. That's what I was talking about.
Yep. If they went
And
all
they got to
in,
play the Giants too, Terry. You didn't mention the Giants. Terry, you didn't
I
mention
don't
the
s-
Giants.
Yeah, I don't see them on the
They're playing the
schedule.
NFC East. They're playing the NFC East.
Oh yeah, the Giants are there. Yes, the Giants are there. They play them
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
New
So they're
England.
playing the NFC
Wow,
East.
man.
Yeah, but whatever. But they're playing the NFC East. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule.
yeah, that's something.
Real tough.
So let's just shout it out. Playoffs. Terry, playoffs.
Yeah, I gotta say they'll make the playoffs. They have Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, Aaron.
No.
Mm.
Emerson?
Absolutely not.
Brian, it's gonna be tough. I don't see it. I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Wow.
Wow.
Not with Buffalo twice. Not with Miami twice. I'm just talking about in their division. New
And they
England.
still have
he's
New
gonna-
England.
Yeah, that ain't gonna be easy.
New
yeah.
England twice.
I give them 9. I give them 9 and 8.
I'm gonna give them that they make the playoffs. Reason why is because, well, you know what? Nah. No, I
Okay.
was gonna say because Miami, I didn't think Tua will finish the season, but I think they got Mike White, who I like as a backup
I like
from the
I
Jets.
like Mike White.
Yeah, so
I like
I
Mike
think
White.
Miami will make the playoffs regardless. They might not make it. I don't know. I think they might not make it.
Yeah. Guys, the NFL draft is tomorrow night.
Woo!
Emerson, who do you see your team picking in the first round?
Well, we kind of solidified everything we needed to have during the offseason, making a trade for Cooks at the wide receiver spot. We were able to retain some of our own free agents, which I was very pleased with. And then we also added a backup offensive guard. So, and we
I think we lost.
Terry.
So I think the Niners. What was that, M?
I lost them. I can't.
paid
hear.
that. How about now? How about now, Brian?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. How about that Stephon Gilmore trade was major. So you added another veteran corner who's still playing at a very high level on the other side from Diggs. So now I'm going with the best player available in the draft.
So who you want?
Who is it?
You know who I really want? I want the offensive guard out of Florida. His name is oh God. Oh
Offensive guard
goodness, I
out of
can't.
Florida.
Yeah. Oh man, I was just looking at all his stats and stuff the other day, or yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But if he's gone, his name is Osiris. Oh my goodness. But if Darnell Wright, the tight end from Georgia,
Mhm.
6'7", maybe 6'7.5", maybe almost 6'8",
He's tough.
265 pounds, is a red zone nightmare. And he's almost like having another offensive tackle on your line. He's a mauler as far as a blocker is concerned. I would take him in the first round if I'm the Cowboys. The tight end from Georgia, 6'7", maybe 6'8", somewhere in that neighborhood, 265 pounds, and he ran a 4.6 40 at the combine and at his pro day. A 4.6 40 at that size.
Can I
And
ask
if
you,
you can
Emerson?
remember, huh?
I ask you a question.
Yes.
Tight end, because I know last year y'all was flirting with the tight end that went to Atlanta,
Yep.
Hmm.
and he really
That
didn't
was
have a breakout season or anything. So you still think the tight end is that valuable at a first?
well. Here's the reason why I'm saying that, and I like the two young tight ends we have in Hendershot, and the other tight end. Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now. Why is it not ringing a bell? But if you have a good blocking tight end, and then you have another tight end that can get down the field, when you run your two tight end sets, that's a problem for a defense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that
We
was
know
new
there's
for me.
some tight ends in this game that aren't the full complete package. They can catch, they can get downfield, but they can't block. Those third and ones, those third and twos, you have options there. Are they running the ball, or are they throwing the ball?
So you're
That
going with
kid gives you a mauler. He can
so
take on defensive ends and push them into their front seat of his car if he wants to. That's
So
how
you're
strong he is.
you're going with a tight end first
So
round.
Darnell Wright is my pick, but if that kid from Florida, the tight end, I mean, oh my God, the offensive guard,
Terry.
can't look him up right now. But anyway, if he's there, that's what I want the Cowboys to get. That's my pick.
Well, we don't have a first round. We're not drafting to the third round, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a player I like out of Tennessee. He's an edge rusher. Um, oh man, what's his name? Byron Young
Yep.
out of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So we lost one of our D linemen in free agency, Samson Ekubom, this year. And honestly, he didn't pan out like we thought. I mean, Nick Bosa basically was getting double team blowing through them to get sacks sometimes. So we need another edge guy to kind of, even if he's just a rotation edge guy, to kind of give Nick Bosa a blow and make an impact on our D line. Because Nick Bosa carried a lot of weight off that edge for us this year. So I think they're going to go with a edge rusher. You're talking third round.
Okay.
I know they like him, so I think they're going to
He's a
grab.
good.
They're going to
He's a
grab
good
him.
pick. He's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
pick, and there's so many good edge rushers that you can get in the later rounds in this draft.
Yeah, and he
Tight ends.
averaged.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tight
he
ends
averaged.
and edge rushers are this draft is filled with them.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
edge rushers.
Yeah, he averaged 12 and a half sacks too. So,
Brian.
or he had 12 and a half sacks.
Okay.
What I think the Steelers may do, if they do, I have no problem with it. I'm hoping they can move up. I would like to get defensive tackle Jalen Carter. I don't know if he's gonna be there, but I would like to get him.
He's
I
a
think they're gonna
beast.
wind up getting Joey Porter Jr. from where is he from? Penn?
Corner. Penn
Penn
State.
State.
Penn.
Penn State.
And I think that's where they're gonna wind up getting. I do like his size, his athleticism. I think he's got a little too much hands on people, which tells me he has a little trouble with the hips, as Dion and them would say. Yeah,
Grab.
yeah. So, but I think that's who they'll wind up because I really like the corner, Christian Gonzalez. I like him from Oregon, but I
Oh my
know he's
God.
gonna be gone.
Wow.
I know he'll be gone.
He's
Nah,
gonna be
he's not
going
gonna be
top 5.
available.
Yeah, he'll be
Top
gone.
5. He's gone. Top 5. He's gone.
Yeah. And can I just say a sleeper who I think will be in this draft? I don't know where he'll
Go
get
for
picked
it.
because it'll probably be later, and I think it's gonna be Hooker, quarterback.
Oh, okay.
I think somebody will get him
Okay.
late round, and it'll pay dividends somewhere down the road because I think he is a good quarterback.
Okay.
Okay.
Little brother, I am with you. I would move up and get
Wow,
Carter out
it's a
of
good one.
Georgia.
Yeah.
I want to see where that Cam Hayward is getting a little old in the tooth, but he's
Gore?
still.
You there?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
Go here,
here.
man.
He's still there?
yeah,
Aaron.
yeah.
He's there.
Aaron.
He's good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, back to what I was saying.
Give him a little sauce.
I want to
He
see
needs a little
Carter
sauce.
from Georgia
Aaron.
go to
Aaron.
Brian
I think
Mueller.
you have a little.
I can't do
You have
anything
a
with
little
him.
connection problems on your end. We can hear him.
Yeah,
Oh, you can hear him? Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll tell you when he finished talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would go with I'm in agreement with you, little brother. I would go with Carter. I would move up, and I would give up the second round pick from what we got from Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
which is a high pick, almost like a first round, to go get this kid. You put him on the defensive line. Now you've got youth with on the defensive line with your front four with Cam Hayward, this and TJ Watt. Then you got Highsmith. Then now you've got 4 guys that can go after the quarterback in the 3-4 scheme. So, and because they did sign a bunch of guys to solidify the defensive line, because they got the their assistant general manager came out of Philadelphia, and he believes in stacking defensive linemen. He believes that if they're fresh, then they can go after the quarterback. And Pittsburgh had a hard time when they had a good offense, they didn't invest in defensive linemen. And as the season went on, they got fatigued because they didn't have any depth. So that's what I think.
And what if they don't get him? You got a backup plan?
My backup plan is then go get an offensive tackle.
Okay.
I wouldn't play around. And I would go get the guy out of, what was his name? He was an offensive tackle. I forgot his name because it's a little late for me. I should be sleeping, counting sheep. Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma. 6'4", 395. That's who I would go and get. But guys, we are past the witching hour, and a good show. And we're going to have a lot to talk about next week with the NBA. Should be going into round number 2. We're going to be able to talk about what our teams picked for this coming players that they picked in the draft, and who did very well in the NFL draft next week on XO Sports Talk. Terry, if you please, tell them about the subscribe button.
Definitely thank you everybody for tuning in. Once again, please hit that subscribe button so you get notification when we come on and we hit you with the hottest news going on in the world of sports. And just quick update. 2 minutes and 42 seconds left. Knicks are up 100-88 against the Cavs. In case you were wondering.
Woo! Blowing them out.
In case you were wondering.
Not just winning,
But,
he blowing them out. Go
yes,
New
sir.
York, go New York, go.
Yeah, and they even got Mitchell.
But once again, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight, or listening in, and we will see you next week. And have a good night.
Yeah,
Good
and
night,
sorry for the
everybody, and God
technical
bless.
difficulties as well.
You're fired.
Definitely work on that. All
You're
right.
fired once again. Get in. Where's that 8th grader?
Yeah, where is he? I have no idea.
Good
I
night,
need him too.
everybody.
Good night.